Hello, and welcome to this lesson where we're going to look at different types of angles. As you may remember from the last lesson, this is how we would write or denote the angle ABC, which is an angle that looks something like ABC. So the first angle we're going to look at, and one very important angle in mathematics and in our world, is the right angle. So a right angle is equal to 90 degrees. So if you don't already know, when we have our angle, we can go all the way around. If we go all the way, we have 360 degrees. So that's the maximum we can have. If we then cut that in half, we'd have 180. And then if we cut that into a quarter, we'd have 90. And then we could keep cutting that, and we get down to smaller and smaller angles. So the next one would be 45 degrees. But the 90-degree angle is this sharp angle here. And we denote it with a square because it can also be known as a square angle. Because if we have a square will have a 90-degree angle in each corner. So the most important things to remember from this are a right angle equals 90 degrees. So it's 1/4 of this full revolution to 360 degrees. And it is drawn with this little square thing here, or this one here. Okay, next we're going to look at equal angles. So these are angles that are equal in length. So we looked at in our last video how different lines could be equal in length, and we'd give them this matching amount of dashes. It's similar with angles. So here we have angle B and angle C are equal because they have two of these angle things. So we could write angle B equals angle C. Now, there's one other pair of angles here that are the same. I'm going to give you an opportunity to work out which that is. Okay, so we want to look at which angles have the same shapes and symbols around them. So if we look, we'll start at A. If we look at A, we just have this angle here and just this line. Now, we also have just that line with D. So we can say that A equals D. Now, E just has this, but it also has this circle. So E is different to A and D. Sorry, these should have angle signs. But if we had another angle, we drew it like this, and we called it F, we could say that angle E equals angle F. We could have other angles with 3 of these, or we could have another dot in the middle. Really, you're just looking for angles that match. And that just denotes that they're the same size. So it means they've got the same amount of degrees or the same measurement. Now, adjacent angles are angles that are beside each other. In a more mathematical definition, they share a common line, a common interval. So here they have the green interval in the middle and a common vertex or point. So here we have angle TUV is adjacent to angle VUW because they share this green line here and they share this vertex. Okay, so now we have a few different types of angles that we're going to look at one by one. First is our right angle. So we've already looked at this one. This is when we have an angle that's 90 degrees. And we write this as a square in the corner of our angle. Straight angles are the next step from a 90-degree angle. So it's twice. And it's when we have a line. You may have guessed this. So it's straight. So the first one was 90 degrees. This one is 180 degrees. An angle of complete revolution is what it sounds like. That's when we have our line and we go the entire way around. So that's 360 degrees. So we have a 360 degree angle. So these are 3 different measurements that you should remember. 90 degrees being this corner, which is the corner that you would see in a square or a rectangle. A straight angle, which is the angle that we'd have on a straight line. And then our angle of complete revolution, which is where we completely revolve, we go all the way around, and our angle ends where it started, which is 360 degrees. Next, we have our complementary angle. We're up to complementary. Now we have our complementary angle. This is where we have two angles which add to, or adding to, 90 degrees. So if we were to take a right angle, we were to cut it in half, or just put two angles in there, we know that this angle plus this angle add up to 90 degrees, so we can say that they're complementary. So complementary angles are just two angles that together, or when added together, give us 90 degrees. Supplementary angles are similar. They're two angles, but this time they add together to give 180 degrees. So complementary angles are for right angles, supplementary angles are for straight angles. So we have a line, it's any two angles, so we just cut our line anywhere, we add the two angles up, and we know that they're going to equal 180 degrees. So we can say that these angles are supplementary. Finally, vertically opposite angles would be when we take two lines like this, we know that this angle and this angle are vertically opposite. So it's the angles that are opposite each other when you cross two lines over each other. So this one and this one are vertically opposite, and then this one and this one are vertically opposite. This one, we can have these two are vertically opposite. So they're just the angles that if you had two, they're going to be opposite each other. Okay, so now I'm going to give you a chance to find the different angles. And I'm going to just list a few angles for you to choose and tell me which one fits into the category. So firstly, can you tell me which of the angles is a right angle? Okay, so remember that a right angle is denoted by this square symbol, and it equals 90 degrees. So in our video here, or in the question, the only angle that you were given that was a right angle was this one here. So this little symbol here, that means that we had angle A, C, D being a right angle. Okay, which of these is a straight angle? Okay, so remember that a straight angle is where we have just a straight line and it's the angle on there, and it's going to equal 180 degrees. So our straight angle from this example, we're just looking for which one is a straight line, and we had through here B, C, F. So we had angle B, C, F. All right, can you now find an angle of complete revolution? Okay, so in this case, the angle of complete revolution was the angle, and remember an angle of complete revolution is where we have 360 degrees. So we start where we ended. So here we had angle E, C, E. Was our angle of complete revolution, because that would be the angle from here all the way around back to where it started. All right, can you find me a complementary angles? Sorry, a pair of complementary angles. Okay, so remember that complementary angles add up to 90 degrees. So we don't have our right angle here split up into anything, so we need to find another right angle in there. And because this one here is a straight angle, ACE, we know that this part here is going to equal 90 degrees. And you can just see when you look at it that it looks like a 90-degree angle. So, sorry, I'll re-explain that. We have this angle here, angle of 180 degrees. We know that this one is 90 degrees. So if we go 180 minus 90, we're going to get 90 degrees. So we can tell that this one here is a right angle. So we can see that this is then split up. We have angle ECF and angle FCD, which make up 90 degrees. Okay, now can you find a supplementary, or a pair of supplementary angles? Okay, so remember supplementary are relating to straight lines. So when we have two angles that make up a straight line or 180 degrees. So we have the angle BCF as our straight line, and the two angles on that were angle BCE and angle ECF. So those are our supplementary angles that together added up to give us a straight line or 180. And now finally, can you find any vertically opposite, a vertically opposite angle pair? Okay, so remember that a vertically opposite angles are when we have two lines crossing over. They're just the two opposite angles. So it could be these two or it could be these two. In this case, we had the line BF, BF or BCF angle, and we had the line EA. So we're going to take the vertically opposite angle, this one and this one. So we get angle BCA and angle ECF. Okay, so this is just the syllabus points we've covered. I hope that lesson's made sense. If you have any questions, please bring them to me in class. Thank you.